Father, bless me, bless me, bless me. My oh, my oh.
Hey everyone, welcome to our YouTube video. I know it's been like eternity. I don't even remember. I think the last video we posted was our live stream, which was that in May or April?
It was like 2 years ago.
It was a while ago. And yeah, we are so sorry that we have disappeared off YouTube. Actually, you know, we have actually filmed other videos in between, but because of time, we did not get to edit them and we didn't get to post them. And it just kind of stinks. Like it's something that we love to do and we want to be able to put content out there, but right now in our lives, like it's like we're in crunch time right now, and it's been so overwhelming for the both of us. So Olumide got his work permit pretty late, like later than we anticipated. The process used to be 3 months, so we applied in November. We thought maybe by February, March he will get it, and he can start working, he can start getting an income, he can start contributing towards, you know, our lives and the wedding that we're having. But unfortunately it didn't come till like the last day of May, literally.
Yep.
And we made a video on that, but you know, unfortunately we didn't get to post that either. So what happened was we have the case tracker. We have the case tracker app. I don't know if many of you guys know it, but we'll post it below. In the link, we'll post the link below, or so you guys can download the case tracker app. So that helped us to see like the progress of what cases they're approving. So we knew ours was coming soon, but like it was taking so long. And then one day, was it May 31st?
It was last day of May.
Yeah.
I mean the 1st of June.
No, it was the 1st of June. It was the last day of May. We were like praying that we will hear it back in May, and it happened to be the last day of May. Yeah, so, and we were in the garage, we were cleaning the garage, and I looked at my phone and I saw a notification of the flag, and I was like, what notification is this? I haven't seen this before. And I look and it says your case was approved, has been approved, and oh my gosh, I screamed, and my mom thought, oh my gosh, maybe she saw a mouse. And like, oh my goodness, we were just rejoicing, and it was amazing because it was like we finally could move forward. May 31st, we got the work permit. It's not when we wanted it. We wanted it by March, but we were about 2 months behind from what we anticipated. Next step, get a job, right? And many of you guys know getting a job is not easy.
It's another task.
It's another. So, because of that, that's what kind of held us up, was just the process of finding work. Because, you know, I leave the house 6:30 a.m. and I don't get back till maybe 5:30. And even during work, I'm like helping him apply for jobs and like finding applications, sending it in. We come back home, applications, because it's tough. It's a tough market out there, you know. So he did that for a month and a half, and by June, what was it? June 20th or 21st?
June 21st, 22nd.
He got a job offer. Sorry, not June. Sorry, July. It took it's July. So it was just recent. He just started working. He officially starts working on Monday. Like it's so
it's really recent.
So it's recent. Like, so all this time we've been spending doing job applications, going from interview to interview to interview. And it's hard because, you know, he's not driving yet. So I have to go like during my lunch break, or I keep having to tell my boss that I want to drop my husband off at, his interview. And the good thing is that my coworkers and my boss are like always like rooting us on, and they're always like, oh, has he heard yet? Has anything happened yet? You know, they're always curious to know what's going on. So I'm always updating them a little bit here and there, and they were okay with me taking him to his interviews, but he'd have to come with me to work all day, you know, so it was a tough journey. But guess what? The week before he got his job offer, we had the week of we had our green card interview. So we heard back, I think sometime in June, they gave us a letter. They sent us a letter telling us that we're gonna have our green card interview. What day? July 23rd. July 23rd. At first, as happy as I was for that, I was just like freaking out because I'm like, we're not even ready. Like, we're not ready. Right now, like, we're literally, like, our lives are on pause because of everything. Because he's not working yet. We're still planning a wedding. We're still, like, our finances, we didn't even have a joint anything yet. Like, it was like, oh my gosh, like, right now we're so focused on, like, doing our wedding, having our wedding, doing things the right way culturally, and making sure, you know, we have a cultural wedding, like a religious wedding, instead of just going to a courthouse the way that we did. So it's like really important to us, it's important to our families that we do this. So we're so focused on doing it the right way that, you know, we're still, you know, we don't have an apartment or a house in our name, or the lease in our name. We don't have joint accounts. We don't have anything together yet. Like, we didn't really have much yet because, I mean, it's pointless to get like a joint account when there's no income coming in from him yet. So it's like, you know, it's like it's gonna be an empty account that they're gonna keep charging us because nothing's going in. So this came at the right time. The green card interview went well. Let's talk about what happened exactly. I was gone from work for 2 hours, which was, you know, yeah. I thought it was gonna be a quick thing because it literally, the office, the green card USCIS office, was 10 minutes away from my work, and Olumide was with me, so we just like got in the car, went over there. We got there, our interview was for 11:15, and we got there I think by like 10:50 at the latest, or 10:45ish. And we first went into one room where they had him like give his interview notice and fingerprints, and that was it. Like, it was just like a check-in, and then they told us, okay, go into the other room. In that first room, they had like a bunch of chairs everywhere, which should have been filled, like a kind of like the DMV, but there was nobody there. So we were like, oh my gosh, this is gonna go quickly. Thank God it's empty. When we got to the second room, it wasn't full either, but there were a lot of couples there. There were a lot of families there, and they were just waiting. And they were calling people, like, they're calling family by family, but like every maybe 5 minutes or every 7 minutes or so, they were calling people in. But then we saw people coming out too, and people that, you know, those were people who weren't even sitting in the room. So I was like, man, how many people are in there already, you know? So we waited for so long, and the room started clearing out and clearing out and clearing out, and we were probably like one of the second to last people in there. I started getting fed up. I was like, they've been waiting like an hour. So yeah, just be prepared to wait. I mean, you might get lucky, you might not have to wait, but just be prepared. They finally called us in, and we just acted natural. Like, I literally thought, like, oh my gosh, we thought we were gonna have to show our wedding plans to say, hey, we are still in the process of this right now, and that's why we, you know, aren't settled yet. So we brought like our wedding invitation, we brought our contracts with our venues, and I really almost didn't want to talk about it because I felt like it was like, it wasn't like, it shows that we're not like grounded yet, you know, which we kind of aren't. We're kind of, you know, we're in that process of getting grounded, but you know, we're still kind of like, it feels like our lives are kind of on hold right now until the wedding is over. And we got in, and the officer, I don't know, what do you call him? Investigator, interviewer. She told us to sit down, and then she introduced us to this other guy who was an observer. I feel like he was learning the job, not that he was like, you know, he needed to, because he looked like he looked like he was like curious, like, oh, okay, oh wow, your answers. He was like taking notes, so I felt like he was learning, not like he wasn't like the second pair of eyes or something. I don't know. They made us stand up and take an oath. And then after that, she began asking questions. Okay, so tell me how you met. And then we told her how we met from like the get-go. Like literally how we met, like not how we met. I think she wanted to know how we met in person, but we started off like where we originally met. Yeah, so she asked us questions like really specific questions about how you know, how'd you meet, who spoke to who first, like this kind of questions. And then eventually she started asking questions about how we met in person. Where did you guys meet in person? What you guys do when you were, you know, what'd you do when you were in Nigeria? And
she's asking personal questions about like her birthday.
Yeah. Well, before that, like she was asking like, you know, have you applied for, have you been denied a visa before? And he had to like tell them what dates he was denied, like the exact dates, like no lying or whatsoever. You better like have the dates right. It doesn't have to be the exact dates. Like she didn't say July what? No, but we were just like, oh, July of 2017. Like, so
if you've been denied, just say you've been denied.
Yeah, exactly. And then so she asked really specific questions about our relationship initially, and then she went straight to the application. So she had our entire application from the I-129F to the AOS green card and even the financial documents. So they have everything. It's like a big old thick folder.
From your home consulate place that you first started for filing for your K1, the whole file, the whole document is going to be right in front of you. So you're going to be seeing everything, how your fiancé packaged it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's even different. I packaged mine differently.
Yeah, they just change the binder. So
yeah,
they just change the
That's
folder,
one thing.
So.
I know some people are like not in this stage anymore, but when they're putting together the I-129F, don't put it together the way I did it. Like that's literally like the worst way possible. I really want to be organized when I did it, so I put them in the little slips, but they take every single thing out, and then they have to put it in the 2-hole punch binder. So, or folder. So it's inconvenient for them. So that's all I gotta share. So everybody who's excited to put it neatly like that, I remember telling people don't do it that way, but they were so excited to have it neat, so they started doing it that way, and I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't do it like that. But anyway, so she asked us very specific questions from the packet, like, oh, what's your full name? What's your birthday? What's her birthday? What's her, you know, like they asked about his parents, what jobs he did, like what jobs he did in Nigeria before he came, and describe it, and then what he's doing now, and what I do and stuff like that. And what else did they ask about it? I think that was it. Our address and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, she literally went straight from the application. She wasn't like trying to trick us or anything. It was just like, okay, did you have any other names used? Okay. What is your parents' name? What's their date of birth? You know, like straight from the application. So the questions were straightforward. So don't worry when you go for your green card interview. It's a lot easier than it seems. It's not like they're gonna be grilling. I thought we were thinking they're gonna ask some really personal questions, like, you know, what side of the bed does she sleep on? Or, you know, what's her morning routine like? So they did not ask anything like that. They asked for documents afterwards, so we gathered like new updated like financial documents, tax transcripts, anything else that we included. Employee verification. Joint. We established a joint account after he got his job, so we just showed that. We had copies of that too, so we showed that. And then we brought pictures too. We just said, oh, we have pictures. I heard sometimes they don't ask for the pictures, but sometimes they do. So she took the pictures and she looked through them and she was like excited, like, oh wow, you guys went to Hollywood? Wow, oh. And she was like asking the other guy, have you been to Hollywood? Like she was just like actually really excited for us. And she took the photo album and went to a printer. Like, she left the room. Actually, no, we all left together.
Yeah, she
she escorted us out, and then she stopped at a printer, a copy machine, and she copied a whole bunch of pictures. And then she met us back in the lobby, in the waiting room, afterwards to hand us back our album. So it was fairly straightforward. But before we left, she told us that we'll probably hear back in about 2 to 3 weeks. And if we don't hear back in 3 weeks, we should follow up. We should follow up with them and get information. But guess what? By the next day, we already got an email saying your case has been approved, right? And the day after, new card in production. And guess what? He officially has his green card. He got in the mail a couple days ago. A few days ago. Yeah. So that is our life update. So there has been a lot going on in our lives. That's kind of why we've been MIA, mainly because of wedding things, finances in terms of the wedding. We have to kind of run around and come up with the money, do extra things. We've been doing DoorDash like non-stop, which has really helped. We're gonna actually talk a little bit more about that another time. But yeah, that's what's been going on. We have not been neglecting any of you guys.
Please.
If we don't respond, it's like please don't like get upset about it, or we want to get back to you guys soon. It's just that, you know, we have a lot of emails, we get a lot of messages, a lot of emails every day, and because of time and because of our focus, since our focus is, you know, our wedding is in like 50 days, so it's a lot to do. There's a lot of like coordinating to do, logistics, planning, who's gonna do this, who's gonna do that, how are we gonna get here, how are we gonna get there. Like, there's a lot of little details that we need to work out. So we kind of put our focus on that right now to try and like resolve all these little things, all these little tiny things we need to buy, all these things we need to get before the wedding. So it's kind of been stressful. And our clothes are being sewn in Nigeria. Like, it's like we have to coordinate so much. Yeah, so
it's really tough.
It's tough. It's been really tough. But for sure, we'll tell you this: after the wedding's over by September, we are gonna be moving into our own place, and we are gonna be focusing back on YouTube, focusing back on you guys, helping you guys, and you know, we want to be there for you guys. It's just right now it's like like seriously, like we're even trying not to look stressed for our wedding, but I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, I know we're trying to get it together, but we got it. So I know some of you guys have been worried for us and checked in on us, and really appreciate that.
Seriously.
We're here. We're just trying to get everything together.
Seriously.
Lord have mercy.
You guys should just, I mean, we did this video for you guys to show that
we're alive.
Yeah, we're alive. I mean, that's the most important thing. And to show that you guys are not being neglected or, you know, being put aside. It shows that you guys are always on our mind, and, you know,
the time.
Yeah, we wanted you to know, you know, this is like an update for you guys to know that this is the reason why we've been MIA. So, you know, we will try as much as possible to respond to what we can respond. You know, when we have time. When
we have the time,
But fully after the wedding, then we can now kick in 101%.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right. As of now, from August to September, most likely we won't be posting another video. Most likely. As much as we want to, it's like,
it's tough.
There's too much to do. There's a huge to-do list for the wedding right now, and it's like we need to tackle it. We need to tackle it, otherwise we'll both like collapse the day of the wedding. So we're trying really hard to take care of everything right now. So
thank you guys, and hope you guys are good.
Yeah, hope you guys are.
Hope you guys are pushing hard. Hope you guys are still together with your partners. Hope you guys are still holding on and having faith that you guys will still be together someday.
Yeah, good job. Alright, thank you so much for watching.
Yep, we really appreciate this, and feel free to drop your comments below. I mean, views, opinions,
yeah, that's all. Thanks again, and just hang in there and stay tuned. We are gonna come back. We're just gonna be gone for
just a few days.
For a few, let's just say few days.
Just a few days.
Yeah,
Just few days.
We'll be back soon.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys.
Bye.